I've got an idea about this story on how the APD, Asheville Police Department, is having a shortage of officers because so many people resigned because Black Lives Matters made everybody in the city go crazy. You know, there was like an automotive shop that had on its sign out on the edge of the highway going through town, and it said, "We're all crazy. It's not a competition." It said that all summer. You know, there was like, there were, everybody, nobody knew how to feel about it, right? So like one night it was really sweet down on the square, and there was a saxophone player playing outside one of the like chocolate bar, and it was really quiet. There weren't a lot of people out, but it was a really good vibe going. And I think the saxophone player, he was probably employed by the place. And then somebody came. He was this black guy. He was wearing a dunce cap. He was wearing a cone hat, and he sets up a full drum set, and he just starts clanging right in the middle of the square, drowning out the good vibe. And so I walk over to the guy and I say, "Hey brother, could you please go bust somewhere else? I don't think that this does you justice." And he goes, "I won't be here very long." And I looked at his sign whenever I walked over to him, and it said "Invest." And I think, oh, this guy's funny. There's like this one night when people were serving like McDonald's and like little miniature, like you've seen like the really small water bottles, like this size water bottles, and it was in the heat of summer, and they're serving this like disgusting chemical ridden food with these not big enough water bottles, and I tried to take 4 of the water bottles, so I had enough, and I'm not gonna have any of that McDonald's. And the lady, like, she was gonna be like mad at me over taking more than one of these little water bottles. So absolutely ridiculous. That was the same night there was a black white supremacist on the square. They were pretending, they told everybody ahead of time there's going to be a white supremacist rally out here. They're going to have guns, and they're all going to show up and demonstrate right here at this time. They've announced it, and so we just kind of sat there. We were already sitting, like crows on the square, and we were just like, okay, I guess we'll just be here. And it wasn't. It was just a huge joke. There was a black. He was wearing the same outfit as the other people, and then they were taking pictures afterwards, laughing about their stunt. So nobody really knew how to feel about it, but everybody went crazy, And so like I can only imagine being a police officer when everybody's screaming in the streets about how communities are resilient. We don't need police, like we can govern ourselves or what all. And the fact is that communities aren't resilient. They're not naturally resilient, or else I would be sleeping on a couch. There's no because regardless of what I invest how I invest myself, how I contribute to all of the communities that I'm a part of, everywhere I go in life, I fully invest myself. And so regardless of that, we are not able to build something together. We're not able to live together. And so that is evidence that communities aren't resilient. And so there's no real way that we don't need a police force, unless we were able to live together. And so what every successful social movement has done first is they moved to live closer together so they could follow each other's creative motions. They could build something, or they could do research, they could organize and follow each other. So we have to be able to live together. And I think that probably the first deeper comprehensions to remove ourselves, this meditative state, like to remove ourselves from our state of reaction in which we're we're simply responding all the time, and things just happen, and they happen quickly, and you can only know once you reflect on things later if you've made a decision or responded to somebody in a way that maybe you didn't see the whole picture, because none of us really see the whole picture at any one moment. Not, the whole picture of like all your comprehensions of time that you've had yet in life. So to do that, maybe like authentic relating practices, or to kind of build this deeper, this like stepping aside ability to kind of manage ourselves in working together, and to give hope that we are building something, to believe in each other to the point that we can get rid of the ideal of competition that is pervading our thinking, so that we're not capable of living together also, so that we realize what it means to be together righteously. Jesus. So I'm thinking, like, if we were to get like with the city organize like activism houses, right? Because you got to live to move closer together but it has to be founded on the spiritual principles that that are like what we really want, not what we want in a moment, or not what shallow belief we have about material, like about sin, about mistakes, that we're all born into this experience, right? And so everybody's kind of got their own circumstance of being a fool, where you might be a fool because you tried to just support your family and there's really that makes sense. Like, it's fine, but you're isolating yourself, and you don't get to experience like a deeper connected state of the people, because you're looking out for you, and that is it's really sinful. And so, like, everybody's a fool in one way or another. I sleep in this, right? So it goes a lot deeper than that, but we have to maintain our spiritual principles in a way that we're aside from our state of reaction, to live together and to build something through just a process. We're dependent on this network outside of ourselves that makes our decisions for us. And so we have to create a network that only allows us to make good decisions when it comes to the health of our people, to the efficient use of time of our people. We have to support that to enable an experience that is better than the experience that we've yet experienced. And so we have to start it on that foundation. But maybe, with this whole shortage of police officers, if you want to build a resilient community, maybe we need to bring back those resigned police officers and do some authentic relating. Let's heal the police force. Let's be there with them and talk about. I mean, I have a warrant, and I'm waiting on my lawyer to call me because I just got back to Asheville, right? Because I left. But it's so much deeper than an individual, and so maybe we could build some kind of new governing system just for us. And I think activism houses is really the first step, is trying to reach the best potential of us together. And I think that it really matters, and I don't just think that it really matters, I know that it really matters who is in charge of this and who the leadership is on this, so that they can make good decisions for the people, because power to the people doesn't make sense if the people can't make good decisions for themselves. And the truth is that we're not resilient, and we can't, because we don't know as a whole what a better experience would look like. That's me. My name's Drew Angstead. My name's Drew Angstead. I'm a hobo.